Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you've returned back from my first ever video, thank you so much. But for today, we are kicking it off with a reading vlog, my first ever reading vlog on this channel. And I have to admit, guys, I am in a bit of a slump. I have probably been in a slump for about a week now, and it's about time that I get this slump out of here, because I've got some really incredible books that I really want to read and that are on my TBR, so we just need to get on with it. So we have the first book that I'm currently reading, and that is on my Kindle, and that is Fated to the Warrior Prince, I believe it's called. Yeah, Fated to the Warrior Wolf, sorry. And I'm 90% the way through that. I am 373 pages out of 420, and I'm on chapter 58. So we are going to get that finished today. I have probably started this book at the beginning of the week. It is currently Sunday, the 8th of Feb. And when I tell you it's taken me forever to get through to this book, I'm really enjoying it, but I just have not been in the mood to read at all. So I also need to finish that. And then a book that I would really like to start this week is The Perfect Divorce by Geneva Rose. This is on my February TBR, and I just really want to get to it. My goal is to try and finish at least the Fated to the Wolf Prince on my, or Wolf Warrior Wolf on my Kindle, and then to read The Perfect Divorce by Geneva Rose. That is my goal for this reading vlog, as I have been in a bit of a slump, so I'm not going to force myself, but I'm also going to try and get this book read. And it is quite short. It's only 277 pages, so I feel like we could get this read today. And then read in the week, as this is going to be a week-long reading vlog of literally me trying to get out this slump. And then I think for the rest of the week I'm going to stay mostly on my Kindle, just because it's going to be easier. And I've heard such good things about A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly by Sophia St. Germain, I think that's how you say her name. So that is what we are also going to try and get some of that read this week. So guys, grab a drink, grab a snack, and let's get into the video. Just finished a Fated to the Warrior Wolf by April L. Moon, and I really enjoyed it. I felt like the ending kept me going, and then we kind of saw the interim for kind of the next book, and I am super excited. I'm not going to start it now though, but that was I want to say it was about a 3.5 star. I did really enjoy it. I just felt that because it took me so long and I wasn't hooked, maybe if I wasn't in a reading slump I would have maybe raised it higher, but I really enjoyed that. I was very shocked, to say the least, of the next interim of the book. I am buzzing for when I get a chance to read it. So it's currently 21 minutes past 11 on Sunday, so it's currently a little bit of a while, so it didn't take me that long to finish the 10% of the book. So I feel like we are going to start The Perfect Divorce by Geneva Rose. We're going to try and get some way into this book, and I know my mum's read it. Oh, pardon me. I know my mum has read it, and she really enjoyed it, so I'm quite excited to see what goes on. I think I might need to have a little recap of what happened in The Perfect Marriage. I do remember it's about a lawyer and she frames or whatever for some murder. That's all I can remember. And then this is the second book that leads on, so I'm very excited. And it's about the same power of attorney and how she is engaged to somebody else or something, so very excited. So let's see what we think about it. literally just hit a really big plot twist. We are 46 pages in, and the plot twist kind of started back a chapter ago at the end of the chapter. So I am on currently chapter 9, and we've just received a plot twist from the last kind of book of what happened. Obviously I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't read the first book to this, but we've just received a major plot twist in this book and I am jaw-dropped. I'm quite excited to see where this plot twist goes. I wasn't expecting it like 46 pages in, so I'm very apprehensive of how this plot twist is going to play out, but I am really enjoying it. If you've seen, I had a little break and I've made some yogurt, grapes and chocolate like bark, so they're currently sat in the freezer. So while they're in the freezer I am currently reading, and I feel like I could get a good chunk in the way. I'm feeling positive with this book at the moment, and I feel like I do want to continue reading it, so I feel like this is a really big positive step to trying to break my reading slump. So I have a little reading update. So as you guys know, I'm currently reading The Perfect Divorce, and I want to say I'm about halfway in now. I'm on chapter 26, page 139, and I have just got reading while I've been waiting for our little snacks to kind of freeze and be ready to eat. So I feel like we should just do a little taste test on here. So it's just yogurt, grapes and dark chocolate, so I feel like I'm just gonna have to try. That's really nice. That's so nice, but oh, that bad tooth. I'm just a little bit sensitive to the cold, but that was really nice. Yeah, I feel like I should probably have left them on in the freezer a little bit longer because the yogurt's still coming off a little bit. But with this, I'm still really enjoying it. I'm powering through it a lot quicker than I expected, so hopefully this book is going to help me get out of the slump. I don't have that much left. It's 277 pages long, and as I said, I'm 139 pages in, so I feel like I'm just going to sit here. I've got my blanket so I'm cozy, and I'm just going to sit here and kind of just read the book. So yeah, I think that's all I've got really to update. I feel like the plot twists are definitely thickening as we go through the book. Obviously I'm trying to not spoil it for anyone who hasn't even read the first book yet, but the plot twist is thickening, and I'm very excited to see where this goes. So currently we've got Sarah, who is like a high-powered defense attorney, and her name's Sarah. She married somebody from the first book, and you can see kind of how that planned out throughout the first book and through how she's managed it through this book. And then in this book she has got somebody new. She's got a new husband called Bob Miller, and he basically had a one-night stand with somebody called Sarah. I'm also just making sure that it's on the back of the book so I don't spoil it from anyone. And basically had a one-night stand with somebody, and Sarah is currently filing for divorce, so you're kind of watching that play out, and you're just kind of seeing what's going on and what's happening really, and I'm thoroughly enjoying this one. I don't know whether I'm preferring this one over the first one. I feel like although the plot twist is definitely thickening, I don't know which one I prefer at the moment. I feel like that's something I may have to give when I'm at the end of the book, but I'm definitely enjoying this book, and I can definitely remember why I really enjoyed the first one. I don't think the first one for me was a 5 stars, and I can't see this being a 5-star. I could probably see it sat at about 3.5 currently, while the plot twist is obviously thickening. So I'm just really hoping that it's kind of at least a 4-star because I really enjoyed the first one and I really want to enjoy this one nearly just as much or as much as the first one. But I'm not putting my pressure on myself. I'm just reading it and going at my own pace. It is currently 2:06 and I feel like we could probably get this finished today if I just continue reading. I've also had YouTube on in the background and I've also been watching a little bit of the Winter Olympics, guys, and I haven't really watched that much. I watched the figure skating and I've watched kind of the snowboard slalom, I think that's what they're called. So I've been watching that. I've watched a bit of ski jumping, but I've kind of got it all kind of going on in the background at the moment, swapping between the two. But yeah, I feel like we should just get in and finish this book and eat the yummy snack. Update. So I thought that we would just kind of get into it. So yesterday I finished The Perfect Divorce by Geneva Rose and I rated this a 4-star. I really did enjoy it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the first one. I kind of expected kind of some of the plot twists. I expected the main character, the female main character especially, to behave a certain way, and I wasn't that surprised. I think I was surprised about a couple of like characters and a couple of things like that, but I wasn't that surprised about how the book panned out. I feel like it kind of reminded me a little bit of the first one, I'm not gonna lie, but I did really enjoy the book and I rated this a 4-star, and I didn't read anything else Sunday night. I only literally started this book this evening, so I've been at work all day. It is currently Monday and it is currently 8:37, so I started this book at, I want to say, around 7:45, and I've got a good chunk the way through. I am 156 pages in chapter 20, and I'm doing a reread of The Naturals because I really think that trying to get myself out of a reading slump is definitely worth reading some of the books that I did really enjoy, and I remember really enjoying this series, and I've wanted to do a reread for ages, and it's been about 2 years since I read this, and I can definitely see why I really enjoyed it the first time around. I would probably say my rating would stay the same because I am thoroughly enjoying this book. But I just kind of wanted to talk to you kind of a little bit about my day. So obviously I said today is Monday, so I had work between 8 and 5, so I didn't read anything between my work day. I was in the office today, so I didn't read anything in between my work day, and then I came home about 5:45 and I just had some food. I just kind of chilled out. I scrolled on my phone, did a bit of TikTok, like scrolling through TikTok, uploaded a video. Go check it out, guys. It's on my TikTok. And I kind of didn't know whether I wanted to reread The Naturals or whether I wanted to pick a different book up, but I decided that I was going to pick it up. And I feel like I'm getting over my reading slump, but I feel like I've still got a bit of a way to go because I wanted to scroll more on my phone rather than read my book, considering that I got home at 6:15. I had a mini shower, I got changed, I had my food, and then I sat and scrolled on TikTok for nearly an hour. So normally I would be quite quick to pick a book up, but that wasn't the case. But I got quite far into The Naturals, so I'm probably going to sit and read until about 9 o'clock. So I've got another 20 minutes to read until Love Island starts. Guys, we also need a Love Island debrief, right? So if none of you know, Love Island All Stars is currently on, and I haven't been that obsessed with it, I'm not going to lie. I feel like there are a couple of people in there that I'm not sure what I think or whether I like them or not. But let me know your opinions on Love Island, guys, because I really don't know what I'm feeling of this season. Like, I did not like last season that much. I found it very, very boring. Whereas this season is kind of up and down, up and down, up and down. And oh my God, my heart broke for Tommy last night, by the way. If you guys know, you know. But my heart literally broke for Tommy. But I've got 20 minutes till Love Island starts. So I think in 20 minutes, I'm probably going to get another kind of 20 to 40 pages in, I'm hoping. So I feel like we could get a good chunk rid of this and then hopefully finish it tomorrow. I am also working from home tomorrow, so I will definitely probably pick up my book a bit more. I feel like I read more when I'm at home compared to when I'm in the office, but I usually use my Kindle when I'm at my desk, where obviously I'm working from home when I've got chance to. But that's kind of the update at the moment. I feel like, again, it's sitting at a 4.5 star. I'm flipping loving this. As always, I can't really wait. And I'm just so comfy right now. I'm sat in my pajamas. I'm loving life. Like, I'm just literally honing in on the fact that I can be in my pajamas and just read my book and fall in love with a world that I really enjoyed. But if you didn't know anything about the Natural series and you've been living under a rock, the Natural series is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and she wrote the Inheritance Games series, and I really enjoyed that. But this one's more like a Criminal Minds book, so you're following kind of teenagers, and they're called the Naturals. It's kind of like an FBI project basically, and you meet 4 different people. So you've got Dean, Leah, well, it's 5, Dean, Leah, Sloane, Michael and Cassie, and we're kind of following Cassie in this book a little bit. So we're kind of seeing about Cassie's life, why she's got these magical abilities to be a profiler and things like that, and you just see her kind of fitting into the world of FBI and serial killers and things like that. But I'm really enjoying this as much as I did the first time. So that's kind of my update. I haven't really got anything else to say, but I will either update you before I go to bed or I'll update you the next morning, as I feel like I'm just gonna literally read for another 20 minutes and then watch Love Island, and then I'm going to bed after. So that's probably gonna just be my night, but I feel like we can get a good way through this book before I go to bed anyway. So I feel like we're just gonna keep reading. So I thought I would give you a little reading update. It is currently Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday today. It's currently Tuesday today, so I thought I would just give you a little bit of a reading update. It is, I want to say it's about 8:25. So I have just finished The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It was a 4-star read. Thoroughly reminded myself of how much I loved it. I literally sat and devoured it downstairs. So I've finished Jennifer Lynn Barnes's The Naturals book. So I feel like I'm so glad I reread this, because this was definitely what I needed. I read it so quickly. I read this within like a matter of hours between the day, but it was so good. So that's all gone and finished and read. And then I started last night Chaotic by Chantal Tessier, and I got about 20 pages in. It's kind of like my Kindle read before bed book, but I got about, I want to say 20 or 30 pages in, and I'm really enjoying the way that it started. So I feel like that's the book that I'm just going to continue reading for the rest of the night. I haven't got that long until Love Island, guys, so I am probably going to finish reading a couple of chapters of this book, and then I probably will go to bed for the night. I'm just really tired. I don't know why. I just feel really tired. Like my skin just feels really weird as well. It's going a little bit breakouty as well, but I can feel myself just getting a little bit tired. So I started, now you're probably thinking, Rhiannon, this book is like 800 pages long. Why have you started that in a reading slump? But I have kind of been wanting to read this book since it came out, and I kind of kept putting myself off. I was like, no, I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to read it, but I felt like I need to. So I got 22 pages in, which is 5% of the way through the book. So I'm on chapter 4. So I've got it in dark mode because obviously I was reading before bed, but I'm going to read this for the rest of the evening. I'm hopefully going to try and get about 20% of the way through the book. So I feel like we're just going to get reading, and I'm not going to yabber too much, guys, but I will catch up with you tomorrow because I won't film any more reading updates for tonight. I just feel like I just want to read, get my book. It didn't take me as long as it usually does to get me to pick up a book. Last night took me forever, but tonight it didn't take me that long. But I didn't get around to reading much in the day either. I was just so busy, so I didn't get a chance to read anything today. But I'm gonna try and get at least 20% of this book done tonight, and then I will kind of update you tomorrow when I come home from work, kind of what my reading plans are. Usually on a Wednesday we kind of have Matt's brother over and things like that, so that's usually our plans on a Wednesday. So I don't usually read that much. I would probably read like an hour before bed. And guys, we need to not talk about this nail broke today, and that is the second nail that's now gone, but it's fine. I need to book a nail appointment. I'll get round to it, guys. But yeah, I'm probably going to read for about half hour before Love Island starts, and then yeah, that's kind of the plan, that's the goal. But yeah, I will show you me obviously reading the book, but other than that there isn't going to be me talking much. But I hope you're all having a lovely day, and yeah, let's get reading chaotic. Editing me did not realise that I actually didn't film an outro to this video until I was editing this video. So I thought I would film kind of an outro, a massive reading update, just so that you all know what's happening. So Wednesday, you would have seen that I didn't read anything on Wednesday, but that was because I obviously was working in the office, and then I also had Ben come over, which is Matt's brother, so I didn't read anything that night. And then on Thursday, I only read literally like a little bit. I barely read on Thursday. I was just so tired. And then on Friday, again, I just read like a little bit before bed. I was so tired, guys, so I didn't read again. And then today is obviously Saturday, where the video obviously is going to end. So I hope you've had a really fun time watching this video. As you can tell, this is just a realistic kind of what I read in a week while trying to get out of a reading slump. Now this probably would be more if I wasn't in a reading slump, but I am, guys, and I'm so sorry, but I am in the biggest reading slump. But I hope you enjoyed, so make sure to hit that like, that subscribe button, put the bell on, all of the YouTuber stuff that you guys know how to do, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye.